I'd like to introduce you to the new challenges series, which is we called it Angie's Challenge because it's a minor challenge to do them. First of all, I'm going to show you the Trug kit, although we also have pictures, watering can. Pictures you can get in a set of 3 or just singly. A watering can. These are the packaging series, which at the moment consist of a fruit crate kit and a small punnet, like the small fruit punnets that you can find, sort of berries, etc. I got the original idea from the French ones that we bought in the Parisian markets, and I rather like those, so I decided to do those. But the first one I'm going to do is the Trug kit. Now the Trug kit doesn't come with a stick in it, so you can use either a cocktail stick or whatever you like. You can even use the edge of your scissors. It's just for a bit of a curling process, but we don't put a stick in with this one. So you'll find in the pack the instructions for use, and then on the back you'll find out what ought to be in this kit. And that's the main part of the Trug, which is the base. It's supposed to represent wood, a wooden, thin wooden base, and the handle, which is that one, and the bit to go round the Trug. And the Trug, for anybody who doesn't know what that is a garden basket, very, very common in England, especially in the old days. Not so much now, but still looks very nice to carry your gardening equipment in, like you got your little garden trowels, etc., and also to bring in your flowers or your vegetables from the garden. Very useful little thing. So, it consists, the last thing is that these are the little feet. They're the most complicated part to glue, and you need to, because they are very fine, you need to use 3 of them for each foot. And all you do is you bend each one in half, and then you'll glue each of these. So the glue that you need to make all of these kits is a very fast grab glue. Anything that says fast tack or fast grab PVA glue will do. Probably the very best one you can get is the Aleene's, I think it's called Fast Grab Tacky Glue. But there are other ones available, for example, the Incredibly Tacky. That's the Fast Grab Tacky Glue, that's the Aleene's one. But we also sell one which is this one, which is basically just a wood glue, but we sell it because it's got the right tackability, and it's also got, this bottle has got a very fine nozzle. You can find these fine nozzle bottles all over the place anyway, but we sell it just so that you have some available, because I know in England the Aleene's products are quite difficult to get hold of. Right, so I'll just finish folding up these little feet. It's all made of the same fine card, so for the feet we do need to make a triple foot on it. And each of these feet need to be just glued together quickly, and then they'll all go together in a set of 3. You don't need to take too much care over that. They fold very easily because there's already a perforation in on the fold line, so you can see exactly where you're supposed to fold it. 1, 2. This is my least favourite bit, the feet, so I'll get that out of the way first. And then the other 3. the great thing about tacky glue is, although it does get on your fingers, it's quite easy to rub off, especially the very fast sticking one. So that's those little feet prepared for later. I'm not going to stick them together now because I think you'd get bored with that. I'll stick them together later. Right, so the instructions tell you how to do this, but I'll very quickly show you how to do it. So that one, I can't remember what it says that one is. It says C on your instructions. You fold the one that says D over C and try and bend it so that that line is straight across at 90 degrees to the shape of the Trug. And just hold it for a few moments until the fast tack really grabs onto it. I might have folded that a bit too far. And then on the other side you fold that one over as well. So it's the two centre ones that are folded over each other, and you can see the shape of the base of the Trug coming there. And the same on the other side. I don't know whether it tells you to do the whole lot before you start on the second side in the instructions, but it doesn't matter which way around you do it. Just keep hold of it. Although it's fast tack, it still takes a few seconds to grab. Hold it firmly again. And the shape of this bottom does depend on how that has been folded. That one's come undone. Just goes to show I haven't held on to it long enough. So you just have to give it that few extra seconds. Trying to do things quickly, I let go a bit too early. I'm the impatient soul as it is. Right, so then you'll put another blob on and fold this outer one over to cover that dot of glue. And the same on the other side. Let me put some more glue on. This is slightly less thick than the Alien, so I'm not quite as used to it. Let's go a bit more easily. Right, and then on the other side, and wrap it around so that this ends up being flat. Don't worry about there being a little bit of glue extra showing, because you can rub it off while it's still sticky, and we will be covering that part anyway. And again on the other side, a dot, that one over. Try and remember that you're trying to make a complete curve, so you don't want it to, I'll show you again, you don't want it to stick like that, you need it to come right round and sit flat over the others, and then the second one. This glue is just giving up a bit early for me because I'm trying to do it quickly. There we go, and then you'll have to hold that for a few seconds. This is a good time to pick off any extra glue that's got on there. Hold it good and firm for a few seconds more. Should do it. So you've got the base of the Trug there. So this bit is just going to go on the outside here all the way round. So I'm going to glue it all the way along, and you'll see that one end has got two little holes in it. They're supposed to look like the nail holes, and if you like, at the end you can touch some silver paint to those. very subtly, but otherwise just the glue sticking out will make it look a little bit like the nails. So obviously the first piece that you're going to stick on is the bit without the holes, so that the one with the holes wraps over it. So I take one end and stick it across the end of the trug, and then lining that up all the way around, just add that darker piece over the main body of your trug, all the way over, and then you'll need to put a little bit more glue under there, and that glue will probably just show through those holes a little bit. May even form a little blob, which is to be encouraged because it does, as I say, it does look like the nail heads. But obviously you don't want too much glue on. So that's that band. The next thing to do is to put the handle on. And you'll see on the handle that there are two little holes. Those holes need to line up with the edge of the trug. So put a spot of glue there on that side. Make sure that you put it in the middle. I'm not sure I got that quite in the middle. And one on the other side. And you want that glue to show through those holes, and that'll show that you've put it in the right place. One side and the other side. And hold those for a few seconds. Maybe a few more seconds than you would normally, because that's got quite a spring in it. Really wants to come back out. And then we want to cross these over at the centre in the bottom. So just a little glue around the centre. Stick that handle to one, and then the other over the top of it. And once again hold it for a few seconds. Picking excess glue off while it's still soft. So those few extra seconds are worth putting into it to hold it right. I don't think I've put that quite in the middle of the trug. I think I've gone a little bit over to that side, and it may be too late for me to even that up. But I'm going to leave it because it is a rustic item after all. Right, so that's at that stage, and then the very last thing that you have to do is to put the feet on. And this means sticking all these little feet together in threes. So 1, 2, 3. This is just to make a thicker base. Eventually I might get to making a thicker foot part that you don't have to stick all the 3 together, but meanwhile this is the best way to do it with what we have. There's 3 and another 3 now. I do like the precision tip on this. You don't get this on the Aleene's one. The Aleene's one is slightly thicker, but you don't get the precision tip, so it's not quite so easy to put the glue in the right place. Good. So we've got the 2 feet, and finally what you need to do is to draw a line of glue between the dots on the base on each side. You can be a bit heavier handed with the glue in this case, because it doesn't show up so much. And it does help it to stick. And then these little feet stick on there, just inside the 2 dots. It may take you a few attempts to line them up correctly. I've lost the dots on that underneath the glue. And when you're reasonably happy that you've got it in the right place, you very carefully stand it up. Now I can see that mine's not quite right. It's the Trug is standing a little bit over that way, so I need to line it up by moving these little feet just very slightly in the other direction. See if that makes it better. That's much better. And you've just got to keep your eye on it, because otherwise those little legs will fall over before they're stuck. When you're reasonably happy you've got them in the right place, put them like that to glue, and then that's finished. And you can either put vegetables from the garden, from the miniature garden, or flowers, or just your garden fork, etc. Maybe a pair of gardening gloves. They'll look nice in that.